hear Uncle John saying shh now. Alright, what do you remember about your first kiss?
Well, Howard was driving a dump truck for my brother-in-law and had me ride along with him because he lived in Davie and of course I lived in Lauderdale, and he gave me my engagement ring in an old dump truck. But we've been married, it'll soon be 63 years.
And how long were you boyfriend-girlfriend?
6 years.
And where did you meet your husband?
I knew him all my life.
And how did you know Grandpa all your life? Did he live down the street?
No, he lived out here and I lived in town. But our parents were out. My grandma Carson was out here.
Mm-hmm.
All the Griffins were out here.
Mm-hmm.
So we just always knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just a one-time, first-time meeting.
Yeah.
And we went to the same high school.
All right. And what kind of things did you and Grandpa like to do together when you were dating?
Well, mostly the movies was about the only thing, entertainment, besides he played football, and we went to all the football games.
Yeah, you went to all his games?
Huh?
You went to all his games?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. It was a funny time because they had a man in the gymnasium that took care of the uniforms, and there were such heavy cotton uniforms that he washed them, but that was before washer and dryer, and it would take about the whole week for their uniforms to get dry for the next game.
Mm-hmm.
But they were they were Southern champions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a gold football from him when he was playing. They were the best team in the state.
Mm-hmm.
The Flying L's.
Woo.
God doesn't agree with that.
What did he say?
He said God doesn't agree with that.
John, are you causing trouble? Not
No,
like
ma'am.
you.
Not my Uncle John.
Not me.
My Uncle John, I got this book and I'm asking her questions from it.
That looks.
And your dad,
She started this about 10 years ago.
your dad was a big
The
time.
way we talk, we're already halfway through it.
Your dad was a big time hunter with your Uncle Andy. That's Amy's and Leah's dad. And he wanted to run an extension cord from Clewiston way out south, so he'd have electricity at the campsite.
I don't think so.
That's what he wanted to do.
I have a feeling he wouldn't appreciate you even saying something like that.
And then at Christmas, oh, he loved Christmas. He would always save his money and do the shopping himself. But then he would mark my Sears catalog, what he wanted.
Oh.
And I would wrap the presents and put them in my laundry room. But so I'd remember what it was, I put a little note under it. He learned
Oh.
that that note was there. So I caught him checking to see what it was, if it's what he'd marked in the catalog.
He was cross-referencing?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, wanted to be sure he was getting what he asked for.
Oh.
He was quite a character.
All right. When did you know you wanted to marry Grandpa?
Do what?
When she wanted to marry Grandpa.
She is forced.
You were not forced.
Yeah, she was caught fooling around and they made her Daddy marry her.
Oh, jeez.
They're both sweet.
That's a joke.
No, we're not writing in the book. She's just answering we're just talking about the
Put
topics.
that on tape, video, I mean audio. My mother was one of the folks of Davy.
You are really... We'll make sure we play this at your funeral.
Once you
Grandma.
got that same tape going on, we should gotta get the record straight. My mother was the one that instigated the first sexual interaction between my father and my mother.
Oh, jeez. Surely you jest.
When she was in the wash tub.
In the wash tub.
She was 3 years old. She kind of.
Yes, in the wash tub. That's our first picture.
She was 3 years old and she pointed her leg slightly.
It's up at the Griffin
You
corner.
are a sick man.
Like that.
You are a sick man. I'm gonna delete this video
Put that in the book.
out of respect for us all.
Put that in the new book.
For the Griffin name, you pervert.
I'm not the one that did it. Grandma did.
All right, Grandma. Ignore your child. All right. What was the date and place of your marriage?
First Christian Church in Croissant Park, which was in Fort Lauderdale, where I had taught Sunday school all those years. And that's where we got married.
It says, describe your wedding day from beginning to end, or whatever you remember about your wedding day.
Well, it was something else. Auntie made my dress.
Grandma, try to put your hand down, because I don't know if it's stopping the talking.
Auntie made my dress, and it cost $20, the material did.
Ooh.
But she made the dress and the veil and everything. She did most of it. And then all of my sisters and Howard's brothers, of course, were in the wedding. Uncle Ralph gave us away. Or was his best man. My brother gave me away.
Mm-hmm.
We had a big wedding. And
How many people were all your sisters your bridesmaids?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Did you have a maid of honor?
Mary Ruth.
Aw.
And we had the reception downstairs in the church.
Very nice.
And we spent the first night at our apartment we'd fixed in Davie.
Mm-hmm.
And had breakfast the next morning with Harry Spike and Marion.
Aw.
They'd been married on the 18th of June in Minnesota and drove straight here to be at our wedding.
Oh, how nice.
So we had breakfast at their house, and this noise kept hollering and hollering and hollering. And Harry told me the man next door beat his wife, so don't worry about it. And found out it was a peacock. So then we went on the honeymoon and all through Florida. In fact, we spent one night at right there near where Anderson lives now, at Alligator Lake. And I was just there with Anders at went to see his house and stuff. And the people couldn't believe that we had been there that many years ago.
Oh, that's great. You went to the actual hotel?
Yeah, Becky and I stayed at the hotel because
Oh.
Anderson didn't have room for everybody.
Yeah.
So we stayed at the hotel, but it was all changed.
Yeah.
That many years.
Yeah.
You think it's going to rain?
I think Luke is probably gonna have a heart attack.
Did you go get him?
Is he at home?
Yes.
Oh, had you better go?
I don't know.
What can he tear up?
Not much.
Is he still getting in that box?
He's probably in that box right now.
Okay, Aim.
You done?
Yeah, we can finish. You can go.
Well, let's do a couple more, and then we'll be finished with this section. I'm in no rush.
No, I thought you had to go.
Leah, we need to go right now? Well, let's just do 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. We just got 3 more questions.
Okay.
You all right?
Yeah.
Do you need to take a break?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
What are they replaying the game?
Yeah, no, it's a second game. They won the first one 7-1.
It's a double header.
Uh-huh. And it's not on my chart as a doubleheader. Boy, that lightning, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's give it a minute, Leah. I don't even want to drive in that.
Can
Oh,
you
you're
see
gonna
it?
drive
Safety first.
Can you see it from there?
the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really.
Leah doesn't care about baseball.
I thought she did. Used to be a nut over Braves.
I only care about the Braves.
Well, I don't know hardly any of them anymore.
I know, but I will always love them. So
Well-
the Marlins won?
Yes,
That's better for the Braves.
is it?
Yes, because if Philadelphia loses,
Our game the other night with the Braves was Bobby Cox's last game.
yes. And they were like the only team that didn't give him something.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh, we got a leg cramp?
he must have got a cramp in his leg or
Oh,
something.
that sucks. Grandma, have you always loved baseball?
Yeah. I used to like football when your grandpa played, but things were so different then. When he got in the game, he played the whole game all night, except
Right.
halftime. But now,
You started watching the Braves just in the
Yeah.
last 10
but now
years or so.
the football, you think you're watching somebody and they're sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they have different teams now. They come and go,
Oh,
but they didn't used to do that.
she's been watching the Braves longer than 10 years.
Not really.
Well, we went there one time, remember?
Remember we were
She
crazy about
has
in
not
middle
followed
school.
the Braves and Marlins this religiously since.
Well, it's hard to here. They don't play here that often.
Yes, the Braves used to be on TV a lot more,
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
and she used to follow the Braves more, and now she's mostly a Marlins fan. And,
Yeah, I just converted to more or less to Marlins because it was only
Only one you could watch.
one you could watch.
Well, that's a reason. Good as any other. All right.
Okay, what we got left?
All right. Has there been an anniversary celebration that was extra special for you and Grandpa?
Yes, we had a 25th, we had a 40th, we had a 50th.
Oh, what a wonderful party that was! Who planned it?
Oh, you helped.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's on video, Leah. So now we'll always know.
Yes, Leah helped. Ooh.
Well, we made the topiary trees
Yes, I still have one in there.
for your 50th.
And they put my wedding dress on a mummy,
Dummy.
a dummy.
Mommy.
And then Heather borrowed it to paint and sold it to somebody overseas.
Your wedding dress?
Not my dress, the dummy,
Oh.
the model.
Did you want it back?
Well, I was going to keep it like I'd had it forever.
Did she give you any money?
No, no.
Well.
Did she ask your permission?
No, she asked me after it was painted. She had it in an art show, and then this man wanted it so bad, she sold it to him.
Well, I think she owes you some money. Or at least the new dummy. All right, Grandma. What do you love best about Grandpa? We'll edit out this long pause.
He's steady. He gave me a good life. Gave me some good kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. I have no complaints.
What did you like best about it when you guys were younger? And maybe you did more things together. What did you guys like to used to do together?
We didn't do a lot together because he lived out here and worked or rode the school bus till he graduated.
No, but when you guys were married and lived on the farm and stuff like that.
Well, we didn't do an awful lot of entertaining. We did always did family things, just like we still do.
Yeah, yeah.
Family birthdays and Halloween parties at the town of Davie.
That's fun.
We used to have dances. We did that. But we weren't real socialites.
You're pretty social. Just the family is enough.
Yeah.
What is your marriage advice to other people? To your children and grandchildren?
Turn your cheek. I mean, if you don't agree with something, You can someday have it out that you don't agree, but don't stand there and argue and get mad and cuss and slamming the doors and do that. It doesn't do any good, because anybody I know that's gotten mad, got divorced, and went looking for somebody else, they picked out somebody almost like them and didn't get along any better than they did.
Yeah.
So you have to tolerate a lot.
Is it worth it?
Yes. Yes, it's worth it. But I would never, I don't believe I'd ever marry again.
Well,
I mean, at my age, I don't think I'd marry again. But
Yeah.
yeah,
well, you never know.
yeah, I know.
Do you still love Grandpa very much?
Oh yes, and sometimes it's hard. But you know what? I imagine it's hard for him too. Don't you imagine?
Well, that's very big of you to say.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, it isn't. Life isn't all a bowl of cherries, you know.
Well, you certainly make it sweeter, Grandma.
I try, but sometimes not all that successful. But I don't ever mean to be the mean mother-in-law that you've heard people talk about.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like. All right, next section. You okay?
Yeah.
And do a couple more?
Not fine.
No, you don't want. You want to stop?
No, aren't you about through?
Well, we can do a couple more. All right. Well, let's do. Let's see. All right. Okay. When you pass away, what is it you want us to know?
That I loved you. Then I was glad we had you. And I wouldn't take anything for any of you. That's the main thing that I do is that if my legs look this bad, don't put me in the casket in a dress. You know, put me in long pants or a blanket, you know, over my legs.
All right.
Okay, that's a request.
Okay.
A pantsuit.
A pantsuit would be fine.
Okay.
And be sure my false teeth are in.
Okay.
Don't let them be out.
All right. No problem. Any other requests, Grandma?
No, don't spend a lot of money on the flowers because the grave digger is going to cost enough, and I've already paid for the funeral.
Okay. All right.
What a relief.
That's all been paid for.
And what do you consider your greatest accomplishments?
Having 4 kids.
Her son John.
My son John. He is the greatest thing ever. I love him more than all the other 3 kids combined. And the grandchildren.
Jeez.
What do you think are the best things about our family?
They all get along. They're all considerate of each other, think of each other, and call when they don't feel good and stuff. Celebrate their birthdays. I don't think there's any of you that can't stand each other. Is there?
No, of course not.
No, I think everybody likes everybody.
Well, you always taught us that family was very important,
Yes,
and that we will always be there for each other before anybody else.
that's right.
So, what do you hope that we all remember most about you?
Oh, that I just was the nicest thing.
And the prettiest.
Oh, definitely, you know. And the nicest white hair. Jeez. Look at that lightning. You see that?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Hello?
Gosh.
Pretty bad.
Is your brother home?
I'm not driving in that.
What'd you say?
I said, I don't want to drive in that. We were going to go to the store, but it's too, that weather's awful.
What were you going to the store for?
It's just cheaper here than over there. The sales tax is 10% in California, and it's only 6% here.
And you were going to buy groceries?
No, I was going to buy some clothes.
Clothes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think you've waited too long for that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going in that.
No, you don't want to go shopping in the mall or anything, getting out of the car.
Yeah, no thank you.
Of course, it may be around the corner, may not be lightning at all, but no, I don't like lightning. Do you?
Well, you know what's funny about California is, like, they don't have thunderstorms.
Really? And Becky told me one time you don't have a lot of clouds.
It's the most horrible thing you've ever seen. No, I come home and I just take pictures of clouds because I just miss them so much.
Oh, that's what she said she couldn't believe.
They just have fog, and then the fog, I guess, kind of looks like clouds, but there's nothing prettier than a Florida sky.
I don't know. Did you want that? Okay, we'll say good night now.
All right, what's today's date?
Today's date is September the 6th.
September 6th.
September the 6th, 2010.
Any last words of who you love?
I love everybody, all my whole family. I couldn't stand it if I had him around. He made another home run. That's that young rookie.
Yeah, he's good, huh?
Yes. Good for him.
Where's he from?
You know, I don't know.
Stanton.
Yeah, they had him on. Turn the thing off.
Okay.
He had his father there visiting.
Well, you were saying you were loving your family. I thought you might want to finish that.